Hello friends. When we see someone arrive in a luxury car, or when we see a huge beach house, or living the life that we dream about, we wonder, where in the world do they get all that money from? How do you guys get rich when I'm struggling to make ends meet here? Believe me, these thoughts creep up in everyone's minds, even those that have trained themselves to accept their lives as it is. Jealousy is omnipresent. It isn't wrong to have these thoughts about how some people can be rich, while we, on the other hand, are struggling through life. In this video, we are going to use the fuel of this jealousy and learn how the rich and the poor differ by mindset. Welcome to Life Unblocked, a channel where we aim to inspire you one video at a time. Today we will explore 12 differences between the mindset of the rich and the poor. Let's get started. Number 1. Goal setting versus short-term focus. The rich man sets a goal and keeps working towards it. He does the things necessary to achieve it, including those sacrifices that are required. By doing so, he is successful and he gains the respect of all. His success creates a sense of awe in others. But a poor man chases daily, monthly, and often short-term gains. By running behind one thing after another, they succumb to their desires and forgo the big things in life. So lesson number 1 is to work on your long-term goals. Set goals for 5 years, 10 years, retirement goals. These will help you to be consistent in your decisions and eventually grow your wealth according to your plan. Number 2. Investment on themselves versus immediate consumption. Rich men spend their time and money on self-improvement, education, and personal growth. This fosters their growth mindset, one in which they constantly keep their minds sharp and their businesses up to trends. However, the poor man spends their money on immediate needs, comforts and desires, losing on the long-term benefits. This mindset is what keeps them poor. Lesson number 2. Focus on improvement. Read books, attend seminars, listen to podcasts, watch YouTube videos that can help you improve yourselves. Without realizing it, you would have learned a lot within a span of 6 months. At this juncture, I want to share my own personal experience. A year ago, I had no idea where my money used to be spent. Reading books on money and finance management and implementing the steps outlined in these books helped me become debt-free and even helped to build a 6-month emergency fund. Number 3. Risk-taking versus risk aversion. When an opportunity or business arises, the rich man calculates the risk involved and decides on the most effective way of handling it. They are well aware that the rewards are proportional to the risks, so they don't mind taking the risks in order to attract the reward. On the other hand, the poor man plays it safe by choosing to be risk-averse and retaining what they have. Lack of education to differentiate between a good and bad debt is the reason for this. To explain, if you're taking debts to buy assets, something that puts money in your pocket, then that is a good debt. Bad debts are those taken to facilitate your lifestyle and luxury, such as your TV, sofa, car, and even the expensive house that you purchase by taking loans beyond your buying capacity. So lesson number 3 is, if there is an opportunity to buy assets using good debts, go for it. Avoid debts to fuel your lifestyle. Number 4. Creating opportunity versus waiting for an opportunity. You should know when to pull opportunities your way, or even create those that didn't previously exist. The rich man's thoughts are fine-tuned in this matter. On the other hand, the poor man frets about whether he will lose out on things, and that keep him numb and loses out on the opportunities to earn more money. Lesson number 4. One has to realize that opportunities are time-bound, and a poor mindset will result in keeping you poor. In fact, it is quite common for poor people to think they lack luck. But a rich person knows that luck is something that can be attracted. He focuses on how to identify luck and how to make money with it. Number 5. Learning from failures versus fear of failure. Rich men learn from failures. They do not fear failure. They look forward to learning from it. By making mistakes, they come out richer for the experience, and they are far more confident that they can do better next time. On the other hand, the poor man focuses on the things that he stands to lose. This fear will stop them from taking any chances. It is in fact this fear that stops us from achieving our real potential worth. Being a fearful person, the 6-month emergency fund that we saved gave rise to an immediate confidence boost. It gave me the motivation to follow my passion. Lesson number 5. Realize that your current state is because of your level of fear. Figure out how to overcome it and then act accordingly. Number 6. Focus on learning versus focus on saving. Both rich and poor know about the importance of savings. How they go about it is where the difference lies. The rich increases their savings by creating multiple income streams. The poor keep their money in cash. They engage in cost cutting and frugality. Their fear of losing what they have will prevent them from investing. Every book that I have read has emphasized the fact that one can never become rich without investing. Lesson number 6 is stop saving in cash. Instead, invest in assets that will help you become rich. Number 7. Networking and relationship versus isolation. A rich person knows that networking and relationships will bring them opportunities and propel their growth. On the other hand, the poor isolate themselves and limit their interactions. Analyze those people around you. Do they have a rich or a poor mindset? The more you associate with the people that have a rich mindset, the more you develop a rich mindset. Lesson number 7 is actually quite simple. Networking brings opportunities. You can create your own luck by doing more networking. Number 8. Big picture thinking versus getting caught with details. The rich understand that some ventures take time to come to fruition. This conviction lets the people with a rich mindset to remain unbothered with trivial details. They do not mind minor obstacles with the end goal in mind. They are able to figure out ways to overcome these obstacles. But a poor man's mindset is such that they get bogged down by the consequences of each of their actions. Each obstacle seems like a mountain for them to climb. Ultimately, they stop their pursuit and they give up. Lesson number 8 is to focus on the big picture and not get caught with details. Number 9. Flexibility and adaptability versus resistance to change. The rich are not afraid to change with the times. They embrace these changes and take efforts to adapt to them. As mentioned before, they are able to see opportunities and create their own luck. So a changing environment is perfect for them to make more money. On the other hand, the poor continue to do what they are familiar with and wonder what happened as their returns are no longer as high as they used to be before. The truth is, they realize the futility of their efforts, but they are so averse to change that they continue to do the same thing. And that is what keeps them poor. Lesson number 9. Keep up with trends. It is important to create version 2.0 and version 3.0 of yourselves. Number 10. Abundance mentality versus scarcity mentality. The world has a lot to give and it is up to us to take. As we said before, stagnation is the opposite of success. Chase it. Moreover, success has no limits. These are the convictions of the rich. They focus on abundance and growth. The poor have a very funny way of going about their tasks. They start with an easy target and they march ahead full speed towards it. But once they reach this target, they stop there like a derailed train. The fear of the unknown beyond these limits will freeze them to complete inaction. They then focus on scarcities that result from this inaction. Lesson number 10. Your growth lies beyond your comfort zone. So don't be afraid to challenge your limits. 11. Proactive versus reactive. The rich strive to make a new path for themselves. They do not hesitate to face the challenges on the way. The people with poor mindset choose the most safe path. Ideally, it should be one that is well traversed by many before them. If there is documentation of all the problems they will encounter and how to solve them, even better. In fact, they only approach the issues that are within their solvable limits. They do not realize that by doing the same things that everybody does, you cannot achieve different and higher results. At this point, I want to share the story of Virgin Airlines founder Richard Branson. Once he found himself stuck in a thunderstorm where all the big flights were cancelled. While the rest of the passengers waited to catch the next flight, Richard Branson was proactive and he made inquiries to hire a private chartered flight. He then made a placard that said, "Virgin Airways, $39 per ticket," and he sold the entire flight tickets out. His proactive nature paved the way for a multi-million-dollar company. Lesson number 11 is therefore to be more proactive and look to provide solutions that can create money-making opportunities for you. Number 12. Value of time versus wasting time. The rich know the value of time. They look to save their time. They will spend their time in the most productive manner. But the poor work really hard without realizing the value of time. They view time and work differently. They do not take effort to calculate what their hourly rate is. A simple example of this is the time and effort it takes to weed out your garden. While the rich would employ someone else to do it, because they can then spend this saved time to build more wealth, the poor would rather do the task of weeding out the garden. He comes out of the task with a tired body and is now incapable of applying his mind to building wealth. Lesson 12, and the last one in this series, is to change your perception of time and use it more wisely. In conclusion, the 12 differences can be condensed into one major factor: fear. If you keep fearing the consequences, you can never succeed. Instead, come up with a concrete plan of what to do in case things go wrong. And also by now, you would have realized that mindset is key towards becoming rich. So focus on your mindset. Take measures to better it. Write down your goals. Keep them in places where you see them. Make sure your thoughts and words do not come from a negative place, and rather from a positive place with a can-do attitude. These structural changes in your mindset can help you achieve success and grow your wealth. We have also made a video about the Ho'oponopono technique to remove your mind of negativity and replace your thoughts with positive ones. This creates the mentality for you to attract success to your life. Please check out that video as well and practice it while you implement these 12 lessons. Thank you for watching Life Unblocked, and I will see you soon with more interesting content. Do subscribe to the channel if you like our efforts to help you improve your life. See you soon.